Looking good today. Today.
Can I try that again?
Okay. What? Looking good today, Kasey.
Today.
Okay, so Kasey, I thought it would be fun on the eve of our wedding anniversary to kind of talk about
The eve of us because it was a horrible experience for
yes, let's sure, let's revisit. Let's just kind of revisit this year. I think.
Oh, the year as a whole?
Sure,
Okay.
or just like, I don't know, I think it's gonna be kind of fun.
Sure. Well, we started it in Iceland.
Uh-huh.
I was sick the ententire time.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
fine.
It was
You didn't
still
have
fine.
to talk much in Iceland,
No,
so that
and
was
I
good.
took a lot of cough drops.
When we came back and you went like straight back to work.
I did. And then we hosted the Hall family Thanksgiving.
Yes, we did.
And
yeah.
we had 6 people in the apartment.
I think we were eating off of like half of the bed and like the card table that we had.
It was pretty bad. I would just worked. Lived at the chiropractor 3
Yeah.
days a week. I saw the chiropractor more than I saw my husband on a weekly basis.
That is true.
Then you made your off-Broadway debut in
I did.
April.
I did do that. That was a good experience.
Yeah.
One that I'd like to repeat. You know, as much as I like to like I'm obsessed with like film stuff, but like I think theater stuff like on stage is kind of like I wouldn't say it's like where I don't want to say it's where my roots are, but that's kind of where my roots are. So like I don't know. I enjoyed doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we went to Paris.
Yes, we did.
We had Shivey family vacation
In Paris.
in Paris. Casey's first time to actual continental Europe.
Before that, the only other time you'd been out of the country was Iceland. So this year was kind of like a travel year for
It
you.
really was. I got 2 passports and 2 stamps.
How was the name changing situation for you after the wedding?
It took a long time. I still haven't changed everything, which is kind of horrible. Like certain cards and certain things, whatever. But I have an irrational fear that my last name is actually spelt wrong.
I don't
because
blame
the
you.
EI situation's really kind of like. So I just like sometimes I'm like oh, I wonder if I changed my name right.
You know, there
Or
are
it's
days where I
just-
worry about that too.
You know, it's just like we had friends move out to New York.
We did.
Then August was like Michigan month.
So we've talked about how the year has been, but how do you... Okay, so... I mean, we've never been married before, right? Right? So how do you feel about marriage as a whole with your experience over this last year?
It's changed our relationship for sure, but I don't know if that's just being married or just like where we are in our lives, or if those are kind of like intertwined now. Because I think now we default to think more as a unit, where before it was kind of like I'm part of the team and you're part of the team and we're contributing to the team.
Mhm.
Where now we think more like we're both in the box and it's just focus on the box. So we talked for the last year, where do you want to see life in the marriage in the next year?
Well, I don't know. It's interesting because, like, the relationship in general, you know, I think it just happens over time. It just kind of, like, shifts around, you know, there's a balance there, you know, whatever, however that works. I don't know. Is it fair to say that I might be able to loosely predict where it's going to go? If I feel like it's going where I want it to go. I mean, you know, that's considering, like, occupational stuff. That's considering health. Everything, you know. If there's one thing that I've definitely learned as a married person over the year, and maybe this is just because it's, you know, you, I don't know, but like I didn't know that like my obsession could get worse, because it's like at a dangerous level right now.
My husband's obsessed with me, and that sounds like a horrible thing to complain about.
It kind of does, but you know, I can see where it's inconvenient because I'm just like attached to your hip at all times.
A little bit.
Sorry.
Is this where you thought we'd be in a year?
You know, I'm not really sure if I had expectations. First year, just let it be, you know, just let it, that's really kind of the time to let it kind of play around, you know?
Yeah.
Where are the balances? You know, how does like the home life stuff work out? I mean, we've lived with each other before we were even, you know, engaged.
But we made the house. I feel like we made the house more of a home this year.
Yeah, I think that was it.
And I don't know if that's the steps that we've taken now that we weren't like saving pennies for the wedding. We could splurge on a new desk and, you know, have more time to clean it, or if it was more of just the mindset of this is a home, not just a living situation.
Mm-hmm. And I think just being in New York for the last like 2 years, I think we finally found a configuration for our apartment, our little studio, where it works functionally well. Like we have a bed in a nice place, and there's enough walking space. I think it's the best. It's the best design we've had so far.
As this hotel room is bigger than our apartment.
It is, yeah. Oh, I can tell you one thing that I have really enjoyed not doing over this year of being married.
Planning a wedding. Because that's my favorite part.
Wedding planning, I think that's a part of it, yeah, but writing in that journal I gave you, not doing that is kind of a relief. So for gifts during our wedding, I gave her a nice leather-bound journal that I had been writing in every day for the entire year leading up to the wedding. Yeah. From October 1st, 2015. I started it and gave it to her the day of the wedding.
And I read it in like 2 days too.
Yeah. But like, wow, that is a commitment. You know how you see those all the time all over the place. Like, do this every day for a year and you'll be set. You know how hard it is to do that stuff? Once you're like a month in for something that big, you have to commit to it. Right. So like, I'm sure you could tell, there were moments in that journal where it was like, you could tell I was struggling. Because it was like, oh, great. I ate
potato chips today. You're sleeping right now.
I was like desperately
Same thing as last week.
I was trying so hard.
It's funny because I thought the same gift for you, and I did it for like a day and was like, I can't. I don't have the energy for this.
I think it was just the thought of what it would be like to give it to you that just kind of pushed me through it. Yeah, but that was a commitment. I really enjoyed not writing in that every year. I think I looked at it the other day because it's on your bookshelf, and I walked past it and I caught my eye and I got like momentary anxiety about it because I was like, for a split second I was like, I haven't written in that. How long has it been? And I panicked because I thought it was like instinct. So yeah, that book gives me anxiety. I hope you like it. All right, that's it. I just thought
to cry.
Maybe, I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to sit down and talk about how the year has been for us. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Just kidding. Okay, we're done.
I'm Joe. Thanks for coming to our Innovation Cider House. This is where we make some really awesome ciders for you folks to try. We also have some of the good old true ciders that we've had as a brand from the beginning. So on the weekends, as a function of just getting you guys through a little quicker, having the opportunity to try some things at the draft bar, all the different things we have to offer, we're doing a set flights on the weekend. It also gives you all the opportunity to try something that our cider maker recommends. So we call it our cider maker selection. To this weekend, it is our crisp apple, easy apple, and rosé for Sal. So crisp apple, everybody's probably had at the bar, really enjoys it. Sweet, complex, really hot weather cider, beautiful style. Easy apple, half the sweetness of your crisp apple, really nice and unfiltered, gives you some of those farmy, earthier notes. And last but not least, the driest thing on the paddle is going to be our rosé for Sal. Rosé for Sal is a really dry style fruit fermented right here in the facility you just poured, and then we blend it with some wild blueberry Michigan wine. Which is really fantastic. It gets that beautiful rosé color, and you'll see that the wild blueberries have a nice tartness to them rather than the sweetness people are typically used to with some New York fat blueberries.
I know. Did you do it?
What is that?
I just had one. This is Angry Orchard made in New York with Michigan blueberries.
Blueberries? Made from Michigan. That's pretty unique, right?
That's pretty unique.
Is that like a...
This is like me. It's the best of both. New York and Michigan.
Yeah. What do we do now?
Gotta get lost.
Where do we get lost? In the orchards. How's it going, Kasey?
Well, I just had my, daily photography session with my
Did you just have your,
with my husband.
Your photo op moment over there?
Always.
Always. I'm glad I can provide free things for you using my talents. You're just like, shut up, shut up, shut up,
It's
shut up.
fine.